Removing or deleting files requires you to use the OS module. So we're going to import OS, and then it's os.remove. It's not os.delete, it's os.remove, and you're going to put the path to the file. Now, in PyCharm, if you want to remove a file, you must put the entire path to the file. Okay, in PyCharm. In regular, out in the wild Python, you don't really need to do that. But in PyCharm, I think it's a safety feature because it wants to make sure that you know what you're deleting. Okay, so if you want to find the whole path to, let's say, a file that's in your PyCharm directory, I'll show you an easy way to do it. If you right-click on that file name in PyCharm, and then you go to, where is that? Oh, copy path reference right here, right under copy. So copy path reference. And then it's going to give you a few options. I know you can't read these, but the top one says absolute path. The absolute path is the full directions of where your file lives. So I'll delete this and I'll say import os.remove. And then I'm going to paste that absolute path. And this is directions from the root directory of my computer, users, Bill Mosley, Python projects, yada, yada, yada. It's probably going to be kind of a long path, but you should end with that file name. And then when I run that, you will see, or maybe you won't see, that we've deleted that file over there. Okay, so that's how you delete a file. Now, a word of caution. The reason that PyCharm makes you put the whole path here is because you can delete any file on your computer, even really important files like system files or Windows files or important user information. So you want to be really careful. And if you ever see anything like Windows or system in in your path here, you want to really think twice before you run that script and be very, very careful. Also, security feature, never allow a user to type in a path or the name of a file that then gets deleted, because it opens the door for somebody who's malicious to type in a path that does something destructive on your computer. Okay, so you just want to always be mindful of that. With great power comes great responsibility, I suppose. You just need to be careful not to allow users to have that kind of free reign on deleting things in your computer. So just a side note from me so you don't have regrets later. Okay, so that's really the main thing. Okay, now if I wanted to, let's see, I'm going to put that test file back, new file, test.txt. Okay, so save that, close it. Okay, so my test.txt file is back again, and I won't run this and re-delete it. That would be crazy. Okay, so another thing you can do with OS that I'd like to show you is you can check to see if a file exists or not. If os.path.exists. And then all you need for this one is just the name of that file. And then print okay, so if it exists, then it'll return true. Okay, so it'll find that find out whether that exists or not. This is another OS module, os.path.exists. It's not too hard to remember. Um, and then you just give it the name of the file or the full path to that file. It's a good way to check and see if something exists before you try and delete it, before you try and open it. It's sometimes useful to know whether a file exists or not. So that's another thing that you might want to work on or do as a way of, it's just like I said, it's kind of a look before you leap operation that can be useful in a variety of different scenarios.